Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about growing one of the world's most important food crops, but we're going to do it in a place you would absolutely never ever expect. So let's dive right in.
So, when you think about growing rice, what comes to mind? Probably these huge, vast, watery landscapes, right? Miles and miles of flooded paddies stretching out as far as the eye can see. But what if I told you that you could shrink that entire image down to something that fits right on your own patio?
Yep, you heard me. Just one simple 5-gallon bucket. That's all it takes to create your very own personal rice paddy. I know, it sounds kind of crazy, but it is a completely real and honestly, a fascinating way to grow your own grain.
Okay, so you might be thinking this is just a fun little experiment, right? A novelty project, but it's actually not. There are some genuinely smart reasons why growing rice in a container like this works so incredibly well. You know, it all comes down to controlling the water. See, by creating this mini flood, you're basically using an ancient form of natural weed control. Most of your typical garden weeds just can't survive underwater. And since the bucket doesn't have any drainage holes, it's also super water efficient. Plus, let's be real, rice is a beautiful plant. It starts out as this lush green grass and then transforms into this stunning golden green. It makes a great looking ornamental for your porch or patio. All right, so are you ready to get your hands dirty? Setting up your own little paddy is surprisingly easy. Let's walk through the first few steps to get you started.
Okay, first things first, you need a 5-gallon bucket. And listen, this is super important. Do not drill any drainage holes in it. The whole point here is to hold water. Next, you're gonna fill the bottom with about 4 to 6 inches of really rich potting soil and compost. Rice is what we call a heavy feeder, it gets hungry. And finally, you'll need your seeds. Get them soaking in some water for about 24 to 36 hours to give them a nice head start. Now, here's a really crucial point, maybe the most important part of getting started. The seed itself. You can't just go into your pantry and grab that white rice. That stuff has been processed and hulled, which means it's not gonna grow. What you need is paddy rice. It's unhulled and still viable. You can find it online or maybe at some specialty stores. Seriously, getting the right seed is step number 1. Okay, so your bucket is prepped, your seeds have been soaked, now we get to the fun part. The part everyone thinks of when they picture rice, bringing your mini paddy to life with water.
But wait, hold on, don't flood it just yet. First, you're gonna scatter those soaked seeds right over the soil and then just lightly cover them. For now, all you wanna do is keep the soil really muddy and moist. The seeds need that bit of air to sprout before they can handle being completely submerged.
So you'll wait, and then you'll start to see these amazing, almost electric green shoots pop up and push their way to about 4 to 6 inches tall. This right here is your signal. Once they hit that height, you know the real magic is about to happen. And now, it's flood time. Just gently pour water into the bucket until it's about 2 inches above the soil line. And just like that, you've officially created your paddy. From here on out, your main job is just to keep that water level steady all through the growing season.
So let's talk about taking care of this thing. It's actually pretty simple. First, sun. Make sure your bucket gets at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. Now, you might be worried about mosquitoes in that standing water, right? Easy fix. Just toss in a piece of a mosquito dunk. It's organic, totally safe, and it kills the larvae. And hey, if you notice the leaves starting to look a little pale or yellowish, just add a little splash of fish emulsion to the water for a quick nitrogen boost.
After a few months of watching it grow, we finally get to the most satisfying moment of this whole thing, the harvest. This is where all that patience and care really truly pays off. So let's just step back and look at the whole journey. From planting that very first seed to actually holding the finished grain in your hand, you're looking at about a 4 to 5 month process. Yeah, it's a test of patience, for sure, but as you'll see, the payoff is just incredibly rewarding. So how do you even know when it's time? Well, nature gives you a really clear signal. The seed heads, they're actually called panicles, they'll get heavy, start to droop over, and they'll change from that bright green to a deep, beautiful golden brown. When you see that color, you know you're in the home stretch. About 2 weeks before you plan to harvest, just stop watering completely and let that bucket dry right out. Okay, once the soil is totally dry, you'll cut the stalks and let them cure for maybe a week or so. Then comes the really fun part, threshing. You literally just hold the stalks and beat the grain heads against the inside of a clean bucket. The grains will fall right off, ready for that final step of removing the hulls. So you did it. You've grown your own rice, harvested it, threshed it, But, this whole project is about so much more than just the handful of green you end up with. And this quote really just hits the nail on the head. The experience connects you directly to one of the world's most fundamental foods. It gives you this genuine, deep appreciation for all the effort and time and the whole process behind something so many of us just take for granted every single day. When you finish a project like this, it doesn't just give you rice. It gives you knowledge and it gives you confidence. It makes you start to wonder, hey, what else is possible? What other foods can I grow? What other connections can I make? So I guess the only question left to ask is, what are you going to grow next?